Alright, how we doing, folks? Your boy, Marcus1205 numbers after the name. Little Marcus and friends action over here. Just kicking my heater real quick. I don't know what happened right there. Okay, I guess I might be getting a little bit taller, man. I don't know if anybody knows this over here, because I think like after like, I don't know, when's the last stage? I have to look it up. When's like the last stage you're supposed to be growing? But I do have a little bit of a theory here lately. That I have gotten taller. It's a little bit of a weird one. Hopefully, it's not a medical condition that I don't know about, and maybe we're suffering from some pain that we don't know. But yeah, fairly recently, I've had like just I don't know if anyone had like growing pains or growth spurts or something like along those lines. But I can't remember when I was a kid when I would get like a growth spurt, like my knees would kind of like hurt. I just feel like I was sick, but I'm not really sick. It's just my body just metamorphosizing into a much taller individual. And over the past like year, I've had it like twice, and I have it like currently. And then all of a sudden, like I don't know, man, I'm tall. There's really no other way to explain it, you know. When I would go to like the basement, for example, which is a little bit lower ceiling here, I'd be able to go no problem, and now I have to duck. I'm like, what's going on? My girl thinks that I'm just like walking straighter, and I'm like, I guess, but aren't you supposed to be more hunchback as you get older? These are the debates that happen over here in the Marcus 18205 household over here. Who's right? Who's not? I don't know. I went to do a physical, I don't remember, last year at some point, so along those lines, and I was very tempted because she asked me for my weight, and then I was like, oh, we're going to do like the weight and height thing. She's like, yeah. So we went and we did the weight thing, and then she goes and she's like, well, we don't really got to do the height thing because you, like, obviously you're the same height as you were last year. And then she walked away, and I just stood there, and I was like, would be kind of weird if I go to her and say, I actually don't think I'm the same height. I think me as like a 30, oh man, 4, 5, 3, I don't know how old I am, year old man, I think I may have grown a little bit. But I don't know. I think next year maybe I muster up the energy and I go there and I'm like, please, let's measure my height. I think I might be 7'2" right now. I think I might be, Yao Minging it a little bit quick. Me and Victor Wanyama might have to get on the court. Anywho, Overcooked 2 over here, man, working with the captain and crew. Making some pizzas, man. Making some putting in that work right here. Pretty, I was gonna say pretty complex situation, but I enjoy. These are some of my favorite stages where, you do have a high marker. You have to play to perfection to get those 4 stars. You have to do everything right, but there's also no craziness happening over here. I mean, listen, somebody just has to get the ingredients. Somebody has to chop. Somebody puts it in there. There are 2 people over here. You'd have to kind of diversify between like halvesies of them. It's a very simple role distribution. There's no crazy platforms moving anywhere. There's no cars coming to hit you. There's no 1,000 things. So sometimes I do appreciate in this game a simple of like, hey, here is a score you have to hit. It's pretty high, but as long as you play almost close to perfect or well, you'll get it. And I say perfect here. I got to add like a lot of quotes to that because we learned the hard way about A little lag there. Oh, Xbox Live letting us down. I say perfect, but I got to put that in quotes because my favorite was the 5-3 in there because this is what we're here in the Camp DLC, but in the 5-3 of the base game of Overcooked 2, where the captain and I struggled for a while to beat that stage. Probably the hardest stage I've done on Overcooked 2 by far. It has like, to give you an idea, it has like everything. There's no ground per se. There's one platform and you have to kind of move it in a sort of rotational way as you go through stations and chopping and grabbing and cooking. It's pretty wild. But we had to look up like a guide for that, or I looked up at least an idea of how to beat it. I'm like, let me see like what other people are doing. And we saw some cat who just like crushed that thing by 1,000 bajillion more points than needed. Whereas we were barely skating by. So when I say this is perfect for us. You know what I'm saying? We got 8 more points than needed.